There he is, robin. So they reckon when robins are around, your loved ones are around with you. And I get that. I mean, I've got a robin come to my back garden every day. I've got a robin, what do you call the little ones? A wren and blue tits, because obviously there's blue tits nest in a brick smashed in the wall next doors where the bathroom pipe comes out, and they've been there every year. So I've got two blue tits coming out the hole where they've got the nest all the time and flying up and down the garden. And then very regularly visits is a couple of blackbirds that I've got, because the apples that fall off the apple tree next door, they fall into my garden, and instead of letting them rot, I go out with a sharp knife and chop them in half so that the blackbirds can peck them and start feeding themselves on the softer. They can get to the apple inside instead of having to pierce the outside skin and just go into the same little hole. I chop them open so they can get lots of little places where they can peck it and feed themselves apple. So I've regularly got blackbirds in my garden as well. And of course, like most gardens, I've got 2,000 pigeons that come on top of the roof as well. And they come flying down as soon as they see me coming into the garden, because I know they're going to get fed. After when you've been feeding them for a while, they get to recognise you and they're not frightened of you. So when they come down and I'm chucking bread down around us, they walk right around my feet. They come right next to us and they don't fly off, because you know they know that you're not going to harm them and you feed them. It's nice to get the trust. Right. So this is a sweet right hand bend, and then it turns left again and drops down quite a steep path that takes you down to the bridge. So what I've walked from the car about half a mile to get this right hand sweeping bend. And it starts swinging back to the left and dropping down a bit of a steep bank going down. It's all stones, the track. Now when I get to this corner, if I've got my camera, I try and see where the old green signs are on the other side of the burn, because obviously there must have been a continuation path going up on that side of the burn. But I mean, it's not used now, it's totally overgrown, but you can still see the green wooden signs with a white paint inside what the names are carved out. Come on son, this way. Come on, good boy. I don't know why, but he loves to go in the side and start jumping over. He saw something, he got his eye on something. Come on, come on, yeah. Go on, down you go. Good boy. There's a pile of stones here on the right hand corner. Now this is where I look down through the trees across to the other side of the burn, and you can see the old green signpost sometimes. Depends on how overgrown it is. If you didn't know where they were, or you didn't know they were there, you wouldn't see them. But there they are down there. There's two. There's a smaller one and a taller one, just down there. So what I've done is, with my Nikon camera, I can zoom in, and I've taken a few photographs of them down there. So that must have been a continuation of the path when you come up to the bridge down here. You could have went along there and possibly gone up the hill. I don't know. Good boy, son. Good boy. Come back and see where I am. You're a good boy. Good boy, son. I'm really pleased with him when he does this, but I do get concerned when he goes and disappears out of sight. I've got to shout at him, and hopefully he comes back within reasonable time as well. Not, you know, sometimes he doesn't come straight back, but eventually he comes wandering along, like now tomorrow. Right, so the burn's just down here at me right, just the bottom of the hill there. So to get to those old signs, you would have to make your way through those trees on the other side, which is not an easy task. But you can, at the beginning when you hit the bottom over the bridge, you can see where there's a bit of there was a track going along the bottom of the trees. So if you walk along that, I mean it's swamp of water not, so you've got to be careful. So if you duck underneath the trees, walk along close to the edge of the river or Kirship Burn, you could possibly make it along there and actually see what them signs are saying and see where the pathway used to go. Right, so just at these trees here starts going down steep. Like I say, it's just a stone track, so you got to make sure you don't slip on the stones moving under your feet. It's just a skinny track, look, going downhill. Good boy, son, good boy. Good boy, good boy. Hey, so just stay on the grass. Get a better grip on the grass here going down. Because like I say, these stones will probably move under your feet, especially with them being on a bit of a slope. Right, so you can hear a bit of a stream that's going down there underneath those trees. It's coming from up there to the left and going underneath and dropping down. I mean, lots of people just come up here from Newcastleton and they get to the bridge here because there's a picnic table and they just sit down and have a bit of a picnic after a long walk from Newcastleton. And here's a big sign just before you cross the bridge, and it says "Welcome to England" for those people coming over from Newcastleton. Right, it's in the stream, making its way all the way down the hill and going underneath this track, and then it's just filtered through the ground and going all the way down the burn at the bottom there. There's some plastic orange barriers on the bridge. He's gone across, he's coming back over now. Right, so there's the picnic table and the green sign saying Newcastleton. So go down here, past this big sign and cross the bridge. Turn right and cross the bridge. Good boy. Good boy. You been, son? Have you been across the bridge, you? Where you been? What are you doing? So normally when I come here into Keilor Forest, I'll go to Willowbog Cottage and go through the grounds and that, because it's all walled in at the back, and I know that when I let him off, he's not going to go anywhere. And I feel safe knowing that he's not going to nick off, and just keep within the vicinity of me in the car. Right, so you go over the bridge, you turn left and go where the dog's going there now. You just follow the path out, and the further you go along, the track improves. It goes from just this grass track onto like a stone track, skinny stone track. You see the frost on these wooden planks, slippery as hell. You can see the white on these banisters as well, and the picnic table's white with frost. So it just shows you how cold it was here last night. Right, so I've actually gone so far in there trying to think I could possibly follow the burn up to go where those old green signs are to see what they say, but it's quite a distance up and you've got to walk along the bottom of the tree, so it's a case of having to duck under trees. And as I say, when you get towards the first trees, it starts getting swampy, boggy. So I don't think it would be an easy task to But there you can see Kershaw Burn now, going underneath the bridge. It's coming all the way up from up the valley there. Right, so you can see where people have walked along here so far. Now I've walked along here 2 or 3 times, and you get to the point where the trees are above your head and you've got to keep ducking down. Where you been, you? Where you been? Right, so with formatting me camera, micro SD card, and getting rid of everything off it, setting the date and time, starting to use it like from a fresh, like the first time today. Let's just see how it copes with a new firmware on as well. 1.72 I think it was. Yeah, because it was initially 1.6. Right, so where the dog is now, that's where I was trying to go along and ducking underneath these trees. But you can hear the water underneath now. It's like a swamp pit underneath this long grass. I can see I can see the dog through the trees. Right, so I got to here, and then I looked ahead and I thought, it's all swamp with water. You can see where people have gone around there and tried to duck underneath the trees. But it's not worth it just to go along to see those old signposts, which are of no significance, just the name of what that track used to be and where you could go along to. Here he comes. This is what he needs, look. Running fast as lightning and burn all that energy off. So when I start walking back, I can put him on a leader and he's not pulling us along like a bloody express train because he's knackered. So that's a good thing. Here it comes. That's the good thing about letting him off, look. Good boy, son, good boy. Are you enjoying yourself, son? Good boy. Come here, come here. Good boy, good boy. Right, come on, how are you? Now, every opportunity I get, I'm tempted to come over and pet him, and I'm not putting him on his leader, so he doesn't get that fear of when he comes near us, he's going to get put on a leader, so he just come to us. So that later on, when I do need to put him on his leader, he's not going to run off and nick off. Or just, like, he's not daft. He looks at us and he sees that I'm going to go up to him with the leader and put him on his leader. So then he's got that cheeky look about him when he knows he's going to turn around and bugger off. So he knows me and I know him now. Right, so back onto the main track here, coming off the bridge. I just wanted to show you that bit of track where those old signs are straight ahead there. But it would be a bit of a trek to get along there to get to them. But if you're young and fit and you've got good waterproof boots on, nothing to stop you. But there's that sign, look, welcome to England, as you cross over from Newcastleton into England via Kielder, because it's got Kielder on the top of the board, look. And underneath that's saying Forestry, England. So now I've just got to follow this grass track along for about, I think it's about approximately half a mile, and then it opens up into a better stone track. I'm not quite sure, I can't remember totally, because it's only once I've been along here. But you see there's quite a few bikes coming along here, looks, there's all tyre marks in the soft mud and water. Okay, so I'm now officially into Scotland. Good boy, son. Good boy. Good boy. Right, so like I say, I'm going to walk along this side of the bridge and follow Kershaw Burn all the way down here, look. And it goes as far as where you look across the river, you can see like what used to be like an old house or something, like ruins of something. And it's quite substantial, it's quite big. I don't know where it was. But I'll go as far as that. And then anything else of interest along the way I've pointed out. Well, as you can see, this is just like a quad bike, old quad bike track that's not used much. just cycles that use it. So you're following Kershop Burn all the way down. Kershop, Kershop Burn. I was saying Kershope, but I was a Scottish person that commented on one of my videos. He says it's pronounced Kershop. So he spelled it like Kershop, Kershop, to get me to pronounce it the correct way. So I thank him. Well, any dog watchers looking at this video, if you fancy a nice long walk through forestry, come down to where I've just parked off Bloody Bush Road from Keilor. Well, like I say, Bloody Bush Road, the first section to come along to the two cottages on the corner called the what's it called? Not the gates. The Forks. That's it. There's two cottages next door to each other, right on the corner before you go over the bridge and turn right. So that's where you need to be, the Forks. And because it's the first section of the road is closed off due to forestry harvesting, you've got to go around the diversion. So you drive a little bit further along past Matthews Lane car park, then turn left and follow the diversion signs to where I got to that third bridge that's all barriered off and it says road closed. And that's the way you get into here. But this is ideal for me with him because I didn't enjoy my walk when I went to Hot Whistle Burn last week because when I've got him on a leader, it's just constantly pulling. I feel like I'm bloody Mary Poppins with flying along there with my feet up in the air behind as he pulls that fast and powerful. So it's tiring. And when I'm trying to turn around to film things, I'm just getting tugged and I'm getting turned around. So it's annoying. And I get fatigued a lot easier because he's pulling. So I'm having to walk faster, limp faster than what I can when he's pulling along. Right, there's an open shot of the Kershop Burn now. So it's a pleasant walk and listen to the trickle in the water. So if you're walking along here and the weather changes, you just turn around and start heading back to the car. Just jump in the car as soon as possible. That's why I drive a little bit further down the road from Willowbog Cottage. I drive as far as I can get. So if the weather does turn nasty and starts pissing down the rain, you haven't got that far to go back to the car. Depending on how far I'm going to walk along this track, to see how I feel. He's stopped, you know. Let's just look back. So you can definitely see the two defined wheels tracks of like quad bikes that used to come along here, or farm vehicles. Definitely cut in where the tracks are, look. I mean, obviously the Kershop Burn's much better when it's been raining because it's running quite fast and full, so you get the more sound of the whitewater rapids going over the big stones. I mean, that's nice enough. It's very therapeutic listening to the water trickling over the stones. Right, my hands are just starting to warm through better now where they're not tingling like when I first got out of the car. And my face is warm enough now because, like I say, I've got my cap on and I've got my hood over the top of that, so it's keeping any cold off my face. Good boy, son, good boy. Where you been, son? Where you been? He's a good boy. Right, let's just see how good my memory is as well. See how far I've got to go before the track opens up onto a proper stone track. Watch you don't fall down any ditches, you'll hurt your bloody legs. It's not like a ditch there full of water, look. Good boy, son. So I'm at the moment following Kership Burn and keeping it to my left. I'm going to walk all the way down, following it. Good boy, son, good boy. So by the time he's done all this and I've drove back home, by the time I drop him off, he goes in the gas cupboard in Natalie's house. That's where his bedroom is as well. And he just flops down, flops down. And he's not jumping over everybody and being a bloody nuisance as usual. So Natalie's always grateful that he goes back knackered. But this is what you're supposed to do if you've got a dog. It's no good having a dog and just leaving them in the house constantly. You've got to bring them out and exercise them. He's a bloody good guard dog now. He was in the back garden. It was about 4:30 or 5 o'clock, dark obviously, and he heard one of the neighbours about 4 doors down. They must have come out the back door and let the dog out in the garden, and he's like, whoop, yeah, bugger, whoop, whoop. And then he started howling. Oh, it's funny bark. But when he barks, the whole earth shakes. With it being a big dog, when he barks, it's really powerful. Puts the fear of God into you. The window cleaner's terrified of him. He comes and knocks on the front doors before he goes through the porch to go next door to clean her windows. Because they're terrified. I mean, obviously, when you see a bloody big dog like that and barking at you, of course you're terrified. But I mean, that's what you've got a big dog for, to guard you, guard your property, and that's them paying you back for all the food and vet fees and stuff like that. I mean, if I wasn't as old as I am and suffer with my balance issues or having a stroke and had more strength in my arms and hands, I would take him on, because Natty gets a bit fed up with him now and again and she'll say, oh, I'm thinking about giving him up, Dad. Oh God. I say, that's not fair, Natty. You've brought him up from being a puppy and he loves you all in the house, and it would be unfair to give him up to some strangers where he's got to start trusting all over again. And he idolises my granddaughter, Talisha, rolls the floor with her and licks them to death. Very protective. So, like I say, that's when a dog bonds to you, it's for life, and they love you unconditionally, and they'll fight anybody off to the death. Trying to look after you. Here's a nice little drop down pool, look, little bit of a waterfall drop. Oh,